let's see. So basically, I'm here to talk about the potential applications of AI in sales and marketing, particularly technical sales and marketing. So just to sort of recap what, we had a discussion on in terms of my project was that basically there was hardware sales and marketing that various tech companies have that are very particularly impacted because of COVID. And especially in the test and measurement sector, because there is a requirement for sellers to physically go to different locations. And given that there are a lot of lockdown restrictions due to COVID, there is going to be a pretty big impact on technology. And even though impact is not felt immediately or is not visible immediately, definitely the future generation of technology is going to be something that might be impacted. And usually in technical sales and marketing, it has been very heavily dependent on in-person interactions. So what I did was I basically had an interview of more than 20 people to really try to understand what strategies they employ and what their organization itself has recommended for incorporating this new role, this new norm. So basically, I've sort of segregated them into 6 subject groups, based on different criteria like age group or number of years of experience, or located within the US or located abroad, and stuff like that. So this is basically an overall picture of, the set of subject groups that I had a discussion with. So typically what I realized was that there are each one of these sellers have different factors that they feel is the top priority. And I have tried to list all of these factors. And additionally, I've tried to take some amount of data in terms of statistics to try to understand what the final recommendation is. So basically, just to give you an idea of how to calculate what their recommendations are, what I did was I tried to sort of give a weighted average. Given that there are a number of subjects, I try to understand what percentage priority each subject gives. And I also have a pretty big weightage on experience levels, because a lot of experienced sellers take higher priority, and I have normalized it from 0 through 1. And sort of multiplying that by their percentage answer, I get the final average. And this is just a general way of getting a weighted average across different opinions. So like, for example, has the pandemic impacted you, in your sales career? The obvious answer is yes. And most of them actually said, almost all of them said yes. And what are the factors involved? So the factors involved is basically something that I'm going to list shortly towards the next few slides. And I also had a quick understanding of what percentage of hardware sales that they were involved in. And they had a varying degree of hardware sales versus software sales. And on an average, they were, they were involved in around 40% of hardware sales. And of course, I had a few additional questions in terms of how much their target quota had changed. And surprisingly, this was a bit lower than I expected in terms of the total average, which was around 10%. Now, I asked a very important question in terms of, would you have limited interactions with the clients, but have in-person sales? And a lot of people actually said no, primarily because it's not something that is recommended, and it's not something that gives a very good impression to the clients themselves. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to meet up with a lot of client representatives to have a discussion on what their perspective was, but that is something that is going to be in the future scope, that I will bring up shortly. And a lot of people said, would you recommend a product bundling with hardware and software? That is something that most of them said yes to. And as you will realize later on, that is something that our recommendation will be oriented towards. So some of the factors that were, that they showcased as really effective, one of the things was the fear of loss. So the concept of fear of loss is that the client would effectively, visually see the opportunity of having a physical demonstration, having the urge to act on it, and trying to understand, okay, if I do not act on it right now, then what is the loss that I have? What is the loss of opportunity? What is the opportunity cost of me buying this particular equipment now? And there are a lot of variations that they could have had, but because of the pandemic, one of the surprising things is that this is the factors that they had lost. They were not able to understand or inculcate the concept of fear of loss within their clients. And there's something else called the Goldilocks effect. So typically what happens is the sellers provide 3 sets of prices to different set of clients, and typically the clients, given that their technical specification is matched and that is what they expect, the clients typically take the one in the middle, not to either of the extremes. This still is continued to be in progress even during the video discussions as well as telephonic discussions with the seller and the client, but it still has some amount of effect that the pandemic still has some amount of effect on the Goldilocks strategy. And one of the things is the power of suggestions. So power of suggestions, of course, is something that is really very impactful because given that they have a physical demonstration, and immediately during the providing the demonstrations or immediately after the demonstrations, typically sellers provide different suggestions to the clients based on their recommendations and based on their applications. Now, because this is now remote, the whole concept of suggestion itself is very, very less effective, which means that this also is a very significant factor that has actually impacted, the sellers. And of all the sellers that I had a discussion with, most of them said that this was the most powerful factor, which is the factor of suggestions, which actually impacted, their sales strategy. Now, across, so there is something else called the impulse factor, which really was not common across all the subjects, but a few of them felt that this was something that they did influence, because some of their clients actually did have the concept of having an impulse buying, which they were able to leverage, but because of the pandemic, they're really not able to leverage very easily. And of course, they are trying to create a sense of urgency, which was again not very effective because of pandemic. Typically what they do is they provide a narrow time frame for the customer to come up with a decision, especially in in-person demos. This factor played a big role, but of course now that the pandemic, whatever the lockdown has happened, the sales representatives are not able to create that sense of urgency as strict enough. So given all of this, I thought I wanted to get a good idea on the economic factors of what exactly these sales representatives, felt. And few of them actually reported higher quota, but one of the surprising thing was that majority of the sellers mentioned that they continued with the same target quota across before and after the pandemic. And however, a few sellers even reported as high as 20% increase in that target quota in their quarterly targets, which is actually a pretty big amount. And territories also grew in size, primarily because, as you might expect, there were a lot of changes in, the organization, and software sales saw a huge spike. So as mentioned before, if you had observed the percentage, we realized that close to 85% of the people of the recommendations was actually towards product bundling. So basically, since there was a spike in the software sales, a lot of sellers are working towards selling software and hardware as bundles. And that is something that they find really effective in terms of, getting their set of product portfolios across. From the organizational level, one of the recommendations that is also given is to revamp with the product portfolio, keeping the offering software centric rather than hardware centric, which a few companies actually do. And finally, the recommendation to the company is to basically provide the individual seller some leeway on bundling, and for a lot of large corporations, this leeway or this freedom really does not exist. So the future scope of this is to, sort of try and get the inputs of different clients to have an understanding of how they would change their strategy for testing. And based on individual corporate numbers, we would be able to feed that data to an AI system to try and understand what's the best recommended bundling, of the products. And a lot of large corporations try to, plan to take the test systems on their own, which in a few cases they've already done, so that they can have a restriction on the number of personnel. And these interviews can also be extrapolated to different regions, different numbers, different sales reps, to really get an understanding of get a bigger picture for recommendations. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'm free to take